Every once in a while, we all need a reminder of what a bad movie really is. And this is it. It feels like I didn't watch Kraven because this movie is like a non existent movie. It's like a movie that didn't actually happen. There's no story to this. It was just a bunch of random scenes stitched together like a patchwork quilt. Kraven the Hunter. It's in the same universe as Madam Web. Morbius, which I didn't actually see, and like the Venom movies. It's Sony's Spider Man Universe without Spider Man. There's a lot of superheroes in the comic book world, and they're trying to bring it to the big screen. But why Kraven? I thought Kraven was a raven because they rhyme. This whole movie, I was waiting for him to like sprout wings and just fly off. Ravens are not hunters. I don't know why I thought he was a raven. Okay, so this movie is kind of an origin story for this Kraven dude, right? This Kraven dude who has animal powers. And to be honest, if you don't know anything about Kraven and you just watch this movie, you won't really have a good idea of what his powers actually are. I mean, he has heightened senses. He has a heightened sense of like hearing, heightened senses, heightened all senses, right? Because animals have heightened senses compared to humans. I guess he has super strength. He has super speed. Apparently, he doesn't really get injured. I don't know. I didn't see any cuts on his skin ever, but he's not like scaly or anything. It doesn't look like he looks like a normal human. He acts like a normal human. He's just strong, kind of strong, but not like super strong. He's not like Superman strong. But anyways, he's called the Hunter because he hunts humans. I thought he was actually a hunter that hunted animals, but yay, the movie got me there. He hunts like evil people. He has a list. He's like Santa Claus. He has a naughty list full of people, like bad people that he is gonna take down. That's it. That's that's his story. He doesn't really have a story. I mean, this movie tried to give him a story. This movie tried to talk about his background, how he was like a kid. He had a brother. Okay, his dad was really bad. His dad is one of these people that he actually should probably be hunting, but because it's his dad, he can't put his dad on the naughty list. His dad is like a really rich, evil mob boss kind of a figure. I guess his dad just wanted him to take over the empire, but he didn't want to. I don't know why he ended up not wanting to. I know this movie also touched on his mom being like a schizophrenic or something, a schizophrenic lady that took her own life. I thought his mom actually taught him to be a good person, and that's why he didn't follow in the footsteps of his father, but he ended up following in the footsteps of his father. Kind of. Kind of. There's this morally gray aspect to it, which I don't even know if he's a superhero or a villain. This movie did not flesh out anything about the relationships between him and his family and the outside world. They tried to show like this bond between him and his brother because this whole time, I guess his main purpose was to like protect his brother from the dad, kind of, and the villains. There's like two main villains in this, or I guess one main villain, and this other guy. I don't know anybody's name in this except the Rhino. The Rhino is the main villain, but there's also this guy that I call the 1, 2, 3 guy because he just counts to three. And I don't even know what he does. He just kind of slows time. He either stops time or he slows time, or he's like the Flash and he moves really fast, so it seems like everyone else is like frozen in time. But he just counts to three and then he does whatever he's supposed to do in the third on three, I think. But anyway, he was so irrelevant because he almost eliminated Kraven in this, but because he was counting, he wasn't able to finish off the job. And then the Rhino guy is also another one of those villains. He was kind of looked down upon. Well, he had a disease or something, but Kraven's dad sort of made fun of him for that. Then he just went to a doctor. The doctor gave him rhino powers, like where he turns into a rhino. He literally, his skin becomes like rhino skin and he's like strong. And that's about it. But he's in so much pain that he has to not be in that form all the time. He's after Kraven because he's scared of being on the naughty list. It's almost like the villain in Madam Web, where it's like he needs to get to Kraven before Kraven gets to him. So it's just like Madam Web's guy who had this vision of Madam. Okay, no, we're not talking about Madam Web. I don't want to go back there. The other main character in this is this girl named Calypso. She was actually the person who kind of gave Kraven his powers. So Kraven got his powers like when he was a teenager, when he went on a hunt with his father and his brother and Rhino Guy before he became Rhino Guy, who was father's assistant, kind of. I don't even know. They were in Africa. They were in so many places in this movie. They were in the US, they were in Russia, they were in Africa. I'm just like, okay, we're just bouncing around all these. They were in the forest. the forest where the mom used to be a campsite. I don't know. But anyways, he got his power on a hunt when they were in Africa trying to hunt this lion, this legendary lion. The lion almost killed Kraven. And then Calypso was also in Africa and her grandmother. Okay, this scene was a terrible scene. This scene was such a terrible scene that it just felt like the actors were just reading a script as if giving a college lecture. But she was just telling Calypso, hey, you're part of a long line of like special people and we got this special potion. There's this serendipitous meeting in which Kraven is about to die because he got attacked by the lion, but the lion didn't even kill him. I guess Kraven was predisposed to get these animalistic powers. There's like a drop of the lion's blood that enters Kraven's body, and then when Calypso pours the potion on the wound, he like something happens to his blood cells. Something happens to his cells. We get a shot of like his internal bloodstream. Kind of like that Twilight moment when Edward bit Bella after she gave birth and then she became a vampire. It's exactly like that. And then we get a time skip and he's the hunter already. He's already grown into his powers. He got this system down. He got this naughty list. And then the rhino, and then eventually in the movie he does get rid of the rhino, and he finds out that his dad was actually the one that led the rhino to him. He doesn't kill his dad, but he kind of plays a part in killing his dad by letting a bear kill him. I don't know. Apparently he can also control animals. I don't know if that was a thing, but it seems like he was able to communicate with animals in a very mystical, magical way. His brother like flipped in the end too, became the chameleon, took over his father's company. The thing that threw me for a loop was I thought this whole time he had a close relationship with his brother, because he didn't have a close relationship with anybody else in this movie. He didn't have friends or anything. And he had a bad relationship with the dad, and the mom is gone. So it's like his whole purpose was to protect his brother. And then I guess there was supposed to be something going on with him and Calypso, but that was the most forced relationship ever. Like, we didn't need Calypso in this. I'm sorry, but like, besides the potion, I'm like, did we need that potion? Couldn't we just say that the lion's blood made him strong like this? Like, why did we need the lion's blood and the potion? And I'm like, what even was the potion? Also, like, why, if she could make more, because it seemed like she could make more. I thought she only had one vial because the grandma just gave her, like, the last droplets of their family heirloom or whatever. But it seemed like she knows how to make it. So I'm just, well, you can just turn everyone into Kraven. Honestly, I still think this would have been cooler if he was actually a raven, because I really want to see him fly.